and opportunity knocks next to Martha's Restaurant.
Passionate about sports? Want to talk college, prep, or pros? It's time to enter the Sports Zone with Patrick Highland. Call in. Tell Patrick how you see it. In Hillsboro, 813-289-1860. Anywhere else, toll free 877-969-8600. And now your host, Patrick Highland.
All right, folks, welcome into the zone, the Sports Zone on a beautiful Sunday morning. I mean, this is paradise. Tomorrow, Scott, I don't think it's going to be paradise, for me anyway. When it's 38 at 5 in the morning, Monday and Tuesday, or Monday or Tuesday, I know it's going to get under 40.
No, and I'm so weird with that because, as you know, me being in the food business, we have freezers that are 10 degrees, 20 below zero.
Right.
But I've spent 40 years in those. It's a dry cold. It's not. I can handle 10, 15 minutes working there. When it gets below 60, here I am sitting in my office with a jacket on. I'd rather be in that 10 below.
I know.
I guess 40 years you get used to it.
Absolutely, Scott.
But it's just a different cold.
When I'm out on the road, going to people's houses to help them out with their Medicare this time of year, and I run into Circle K to get a,
we got.
Yeah.
We've got someone on the phone right now.
Yeah. No, we're going to get Jay Collins on here in 1 minute, but you're right. I walk into the Circle K freezer and it feels good. So I'm with you there, but just for 5 minutes. Jay made me laugh so hard when I said he's the right, with his political views. And he says, Patrick, you making fun of my amputated leg. And I was like, dude, what's up with that? And you couldn't pass. You had to forget
you
that.
Gotta own it.
And it was funny as heck. Jay, always a pleasure to have you in here with Scott and I. And you first came on the radio with us. I do recall and believe you were the first.
Sure did.
I love it, Jay.
Hey, we can say we were the first sports radio station to have the Lieutenant Governor of Florida on, Jay.
Dang right.
I mean,
yes, sir.
We're special that way, but I'm so glad you called in because we have a surprise and we haven't said it yet. And I don't know if you've blasted out there yet, but can you start off with, for our sports fans here in the Bay Area that love you, tell us what you're about getting ready to do.
Well, hey, man, first off, great to be on here, guys. Always good to chat with you. I'm actually in Los Angeles right now on Fox Sports at the NFL studios. I've got a cool little segment right here with Howie and everybody, Jules and Gronk, and pretty awesome to see. But going to have an opportunity to talk with them, do a little football segment, talk about my service in the military, and what an absolute blessing to be here.
Jay, appreciate it. I'm curious who Gronk's going to root for today, the Bucks or the Patriots. You have to hit him up with that.
Bucks, man. I've already asked. I'm going to let his answer be there at that, but maybe we'll see this. Maybe we'll hear it come out.
I love it, Jay.
That is awesome. So what game are you out there for?
So I'm actually in the studios, not at a game.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
at Fox here with a bunch of veterans. They got like 2,000 out, and we're here to talk about all the games, here to talk about sports, but really we're here to talk about service and sacrifice and why it is that NFL partners with our military the way they do. It's something we love. But guys, I got about 15 seconds and I got to go get ready. So,
well,
Jay, thank you for calling in. We appreciate you, brother. God bless you. Say hello to your wife. She's been on the show with us too. You got a great family. You've done great service. And let's all respect Veterans Day Tuesday. Brother.
Thank you, Jay. I love you,
Appreciate
brother. I love you,
Love
and
you
I'll
guys.
talk to you soon.
Take care, brother. Lieutenant Governor of Florida. Tuesday is Veterans Day. Today in football, Scott, we couldn't do a show if it wasn't for our veterans. They're willing to take a bullet for us, and freedom isn't free.
God bless for your speech today.
That
was good. That was
man,
good.
can't beat that with a stick. That's for sure. So we really appreciate Jay calling in just giving us that. It's
Everyone
8:05.
everyone tune in to Fox, the
man.
pregame and so forth, and he'll be on there. I just got some. It's funny, and we've had Layla on too.
Yes.
I just got some pictures from Layla on set, and the boys are throwing their two sons are out there throwing the football with the guys on set. It's pretty cool.
I love it.
It's pretty
man.
cool.
That's awesome. My man, Joshua Levinson. Good morning, my fantasy guru, man. I got to hit you with, Josh, is CJ Stroud playing today? And
that was not the question I thought you were going to ask me of all the things going on and happening.
Well, I said fantasy, so that should have been the hint.
The final report will come out in about 22 minutes. 11:30 is when they officially release it. As of right now, I don't think he's supposed to.
Yeah, I'll take Davis Mills. Let's go Jaguars. So, all right, what question did you think I was going to ask you there?
No, I have not. We usually talk about college.
We do,
but make a joke about our peg leg guest that just called in.
He did.
There was
he
a
did
lot.
before you walked in.
Yes.
And Jay, I tell you, Jay's awesome with those jokes. He really is. It's just he's awesome.
What a veteran! What a symbol of America. We need more patriots like Jay Collins. That's for doggone sure. So, no, man. Well, here's the question I should hit you with. How about them Knowles?
I mean, look, man, you can't be surprised about what happened yesterday by any means.
I know.
It's been, I was kind of looking at the schedule. I was surprised. All of our losses before yesterday were only one-loss games. I know it wasn't one-loss games.
I know
one
what you meant.
Games. And
one
so
possession.
Some of the garbage time here and there, like a cup, but we haven't. It wasn't as bad as it seems. But look, we got smacked. Gators got smacked.
Oh, it was nasty.
And they were favored.
Oh, yeah.
Which was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I agree, because I thought Kentucky was going to beat them, and they did. And, well, hey, ever since the Gators left AM 860, oh, my, it's been a rough year. They'll come back.
You want a fun fact?
Go for it, Joshua.
The University of Connecticut Huskies.
Yeah, the Huskies, sure.
Has more ACC wins since in the Florida State in football.
Right. And probably has more victories than the football team over the last 4 years.
Here's my whole thing. Jordan Travis made Mike Norvell $100 million. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The kid made him $100 million. And Jordan Travis isn't going to make anything in the NFL because his injuries that he laid it all out for. Norvell better hook that boy up. Something or other. I understand things are communism after all the elections and everything this past week and all these words that he shared his earnings.
He was going
Jordan Travis.
Did you know where he was going, Scott, for a minute? Because where's he going with this?
Bro.
No. Spread the wealth. Now, it's not socialism. It's called, share the wealth. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll call it care package.
It's insane.
Well, now you hit a nerve, young man. Fun debate, as we always do.
Wait.
Okay, what?
Let AJ and I get our distance. All right, ready? Go.
Okay. Now, these coaches' salaries and these buyouts that we talked about before, and you came down on me, don't suppress the wages, comrade. Okay, I hear you, and you made me laugh, and the audience laughed. They called me this week and said, Patrick, geez, I didn't know you and Trump and Hitler were all in together. And I said, oh, that's my boy Josh. And they came up with a good, fair deal, okay? And they were like, Patrick, you're too harsh, and Jay's too nice. And I said, okay, what's your solution? Well, it's the contract. These ADs have to realize that
Josh is too nice.
Yeah. No. Yeah, Josh is too nice and I'm too harsh.
Jay is too nice.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
No, Jay. I don't know where Jay would land on this one. That'd be a funny one to talk to him about. No, I'm serious.
We'll have him in here before things.
You betcha we will, man. That'd be great. But I'm with Joshua in this regard. If it's in the contract, you honor it and shut up about it. But I think it's stupid with the ideas. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you that 10-year contract, Josh, because you're a heck of a coach, and I don't want to lose you to somewhere else. But guess what? After 4 years, the buyout's not going to be for your 6 years remaining. We'll come up with a number today that we both can live with. and that'd be the end of that, and you stop that. I think that was a fair solution by those guys.
Every situation is different. Again, I think there can be a fine line between signing these super duper long contracts and having such a huge buyout. But again, it has to be offered and agreed on by both sides. I just think they need to reel it in a little bit. Look, you saw that happen in the NFL with the rookie contracts, right?
Yes, sir.
We're going to be suppressing wages. We're going to be capping earnings on shit.
All right.
It's hard to say suppressing wages when people are making millions. Dadgummit. Go ahead.
Can I ask a question? I don't want this to be a political question.
Okay.
And I don't want to go down that path. But do you all feel, the two of you, feel that the NFL, these professional sports leagues, are taking advantage of the fans?
I do. I don't like it. It's just like with anything in life. If I can get you addicted to something, and it doesn't have to be political, it can be anything.
Right.
Scott, I'm glad you brought that up.
Right,
we
Joshua.
can reel you in, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's going to say. Normally, I know.
I want to make sure I understand the question here. Are the owners of a multi-billion-dollar organization taking advantage of their customers?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, yes.
We agree.
I think we know what my answer is going to be there. Come on now.
Okay.
The way you framed that was good. That was he might be running for office again over
I
here. You
know.
got Jay calling in.
I'm telling you, Levinson for legal.
Guys, I have told you that I will never
say never.
Never, but never.
Come on, man.
Just let things play out. All right.
All right, then. Fair enough. No,
anyways, but my question is, and okay, we have a lot of people can't afford to go to these games.
Correct.
And they get pissed off. But I understand life and death isn't the same, fans. It is.
You're right.
It is. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be okay for one of these fans to shoot one of these owners in the back?
Interesting play there, young man. You're talking about what happened in New York with United Health.
I don't want to make this political. These are business owners,
it's not political.
Presidents that people feel is big advantage, and some people, again, health insurance. Not, but I'm just trying.
Well, it's funny you said that. Obviously, it would be hard. Patrick, why did you shoot, the football owner? Because he charged me too much for the ticket. Okay, Patrick, it's a little over the top. Patrick, why did you shoot the CL? Because he wouldn't give my wife a prescription to save her life.
Okay, but that wasn't the case in that one either, but still.
Right. I could see if I'm on the jury, it's hard for me to, I wouldn't want to be on that jury. Let's just leave it like that. Now the football one, yeah, dude, I'm sorry, you got to go away. I mean, your sentiments resonate, but you can't do it to that level because here's why. By you killing that owner, is that really going to change the way the operation works? No, the guy who kills the CEO of Big Pharma, it's going to resonate more to where people go, wow, that's all. One's going to say, man, the guy lost it because you took his wife away or his kid.
Take this. Here's how I look at it. Now, granted, okay, you got to have a lot of money to buy a football team.
Yeah.
Or basketball team, whatever it is nowadays. Some people worked hard for that money. Some people were given the money, but you still got to keep the money.
Correct.
It's just, a lot of sports fans will go to that and say, God, this owner's making so much money. Why won't he spend it on the team?
Yeah.
And I'm torn between that because it is their money.
Well, occasions to say, look, you'll have to pay them of 150 to 200 million and you will not be able to go above 500 million.
And this is my naivety. Does the NFL have a basement they have to cover?
No, they do not. That's a great question, Scott. No, they do not. They have a salary cap, but there's no minimum.
They don't have a minimum.
No, neither does.
I don't believe basketball had a minimum.
I do not believe so, Josh. If
Josh
we're
would know
wrong,
better
please
than
correct
I
us.
would.
And if you
Yeah,
greatly
he would know
appreciate it.
better than that. But I do
Yeah.
believe I have a minimum.
See, we agree, Scott, on that one. Now, I don't know, Josh. I know you're banging the computer, so I don't want to mess with. You think there should be a minimum? What?
Yeah, of course. I don't think there's a salary cap. I don't think we should ever suppress wages.
A minimal,
I
sir.
just said yes.
You
As I'm
said yes.
saying,
Oh.
where other people say, we're going to talk about people say this. That was the biggest stretch of an analogy or comparison I've ever heard in my life, dude. I love you. I respect you. That was
Of course it
wild.
was.
No,
Sure.
No.
Of course it was.
That was crazy.
But the fact
Either way,
is-
to answer the
No.
question,
The
no, because you
fact
just
is-
said most sports fans will say this, that, and the third. So whatever. So if we're going to play this game, what most sports fans would say, most people would say, oh, we should have a cap to make it more competitive, because this is the one industry, multi-billion industry we care about, where it's about winning, and so we need to suppress the wages, we need to suppress the earnings. Let's put in a cap. Let's make it easier for the owners to not make bad decisions, trip over themselves. I'm saying no. I am on the total opposite side of that. I believe there should be minimum spendings for every single league. There should be no floor, or there should be no cap in any way whatsoever. There should be no ceiling. There should be none of that. So yes, adamantly, they should be spending as much.
Yeah.
As we've said before, how much money could have Tom Brady actually made in his career if he was paid what he was worth? How much could Steph Curry have made? How much could LeBron James have made? How much could all these college athletes have made? Like I was just saying about Jordan Travis at the beginning, even Jameis Winston. People want to say, oh, they still made millions. The guys cutting their checks are making billions. Okay, and it's not just being able to afford to go to the games. Now people getting the rug pulled from them from YouTube TV and all that. It is greed. It is greed. It is greed. That is where it starts. That is where it ends. That is where it all
But that's
is.
the same battle cry, and you can call it a stretch, but you're using the same battle cry, like greed for every business that is out there. And to say it's a stretch, not such a big stretch, because Patrick and I were alive and remember the people trying to take Al Davis out.
Yeah.
It was wrong then, and it's wrong
We
now.
know it's
to compare
wrong.
my wife's.
Let me
life-
ask you
guys,
this.
that's
I got-
insane.
I got-
That is exactly the comparison you made.
Josh, I got a question for you. I like, you and I both have the same thoughts on greed. We agree on this, and I know they're different. It's apples and oranges, but we're still talking fruits. We talk about greedy owners. Can we talk about the American public that's greed, that the taxpayer in the same level? Okay, well, that's your
In
opinion.
this conversation
yeah.
that we're talking about right now,
I'm just talking greed. And Scott, what's your thoughts on that? Greed is greed, right?
There's a fine line in my vision of this whole between greed and hard work.
Right. Good one.
And again, I do believe in spreading and
The wealth.
sharing if you've got it.
If you got it, amen.
I believe as a business owner, I work very hard all year, because one thing that I really look forward to every year, and I know not all owners are like this, I look forward to giving my employees the biggest high bonuses I could give. To
Because
me,
you know
that
you
makes-
did
I
well,
love
and it
that.
makes you feel good.
No,
you did well.
they did well. They
did
helped
well
me
too.
do well.
Man, Scott. Hey, we're going to take your time out here on AM 860, The Answer the Sport. Appreciate you all tuning in and checking us out. We're going to get into a little college football. No upsets yesterday of any magnitude.
I'm upset with horrible coaching.
Yeah, amen. All right, folks, hang in there with us. We'll be back in just a short, brief moment. Hi, folks. You've heard about Opportunity Knocks. Better answer the door. Well, guess what? There's a new high school called Opportunity Knocks, taking care of everybody out there when it comes to restaurants with their food. We'll get restaurant quality right at Opportunity Knocks across from Armwood High School. You won't go wrong. Football season, we're right in the meat of it, pun intended. You can't beat it. Grilling it, frying it, however you want to do it, we'll make it happen at Opportunity Knocks, next to Martha's Restaurant.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone. Let's get back to the discussion. In Hillsboro, 813-289-18. Where else, toll free 877-69-8600. And now your host, Patrick Highland.
All right. We're welcome back to you. We appreciate you checking us out. Surprised my boy Scott Levinson with his
That
Opportunity Knocks.
That was cool.
Yeah, a
That
little
really
Otto Manelli
was.
Foods, baby. They
Yes,
do it.
That's that.
You do it up. I'll tell you,
Very
man,
cool.
you can't beat the prices at opportunity knocks, just
No.
like you can't beat a good hot
No.
dog. So, that's what I'm
No.
talking
But
about,
that's
brother.
talking about greed and stuff. That makes me happy when people come in there, and I love hearing them say, "Oh my God, look at how much better the cheaper this is than Publix." Or
Yeah, man.
and that makes me feel good because look, guys, I'm not doing it for free. I
You got to
am
make a
making
living. You got
money
to pay
at
the
it,
freight.
but I don't have to make. I have to make money. I just don't have to with one person.
Amen, brother. Or what I like to say, profit is a dirty word, but headhunting is. So that's how I look. That's how I look at it.
Speaking of headhunting,
The Gators got headhunted by the Wildcats. That's for sure. Man, what a thumping! That was brutal. And the Knowles we're almost there to the playoff, baby. And we got a lot of 2-loss teams, brother. I mean, this is going to be really interesting. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams with 1 loss. I mean, 2 losses. And you know what? They might stay at 2 losses. So we're going to have some fun talking about 13 and 12. And like Josh likes to say, it don't matter if we had 20. They'd be crying at 21 and 22. And he's right. And it's just the way it is. So it's kind of funny how that is. I mean, I just don't know how this is going to play out. I really don't. Yesterday, like you said, so Scott, you being a coach, me being a coach, playing the game, good old Penn State University made some bad mistakes there. They could have upset Indiana.
And we're all going to blame the running back.
Yeah, of course.
We're all going to blame the running back. But I'm sorry. As a coaching staff, I am in that kid's ear. I'm in the huddle. I'm in you have to go down. You have to go down. You have to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew it right when he crossed the goal line. But if those coaches did their job, I think they win the game.
You want to need it at the 1-inch line. I get it, Scott, and then punch it in to win. But shoot, when you're down, you're trying to punch it. Now, if they were up, let's suppose they were up 20-17, then the different story.
All they had to do was not score.
Well, no, they had to, they had to take the lead. So
no. What I'm saying is they had plenty of time. That was just bad coaching.
Yeah, no, it was sad. It was very unfortunate. I mean, Josh, before you came in here, I was telling your dad, talk about investors. If I would have told you on Labor Day that Indiana would be 10-0 on November the 9th, you would have looked at me like, Patrick, what have you been drinking, big guy? And I wonder what the odds would have been on that,
Well, that's what I was saying. I'm still mentally adjusting to the idea that Indiana was a 2-touchdown favorite at Penn State this late in the season. It's been 2 seasons of this now, but
good point.
It's still, when you see that, it was kind of like I was saying about UConn being a better football team than FSU right now. Indiana's a basketball team. It's a basketball school.
Yes.
Would you ever, and this is just me, I mean, Penn State's a solid team usually, always.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
They have
it's
their
like
stumbles.
the Steelers. They've had 2 coaches forever.
Right. But
truly. And so it's like there's been this floor that was kind of accepted. But so what I've been saying, in this new age of everything, what is Florida State? What is Penn State? Because it's similar. It was Joe Pa basically right into James Franklin. And it was this very stable floor with only 1 national championship, but it was all right. You get 10 wins here. That's what's accepted. FSU was the same thing, going from 50 years. I mean, Bobby Bowden built that entire program and then literally handed it to Jimbo. And so what is Florida State now? And I'm saying this as an alum. I have no idea. We're not a Lane Kiffin school.
No.
We're not a Nick Saban school.
No.
We're not a James. Yeah. So there's so much unknown right now. And you see where a program like Indiana can get a guy like Curt Cignetti, which again, there's no way to evaluate these coaches. There's no analytics for it the way that there are for players. Even when you have that, people recruiting and scouting is all over the place. The coaches are the biggest transformative things in college football right now. And you're starting to see even the money. You want to talk about the money trickling down into college. There are college coaches that have better job opportunities than NFL. Like if you're there, you're looking at the whole landscape of what's available. And to put a bow on what we were talking about, because hard work, that's the difference. To be a Kurt Signetti, to be these college kids, to work your way up from, because he took a lot of his guys from James Madison, worked their way up. There was not a single player in the NFL that didn't work hard to get there.
Oh,
there are owners born on third that tripped and fell their way into home that didn't work hard a day in their life, and they're still bringing in all the billions of dollars in the world. So, want to talk about hard work?
You still got to keep it, though.
So, yeah, the coaches are the biggest things right now. And when we have so many big jobs open right now and so many big openings in the carousel that exists, there's going to be a potential for a big changing of the guard and just in college football in general right now. Obviously, Ohio State, they're there. They've got their guy. Bama is there.
So funny we're saying beginning of the year when Florida State up, so I was like, forget Alabama.
The biggest tease in the world, that game. Again, I've been trying to rack my outcome that was so misleading in a week 1 or even week 2 type of wheels have totally fallen off. In Clemson, again, did they just get lucky? Generational cord. I think Dabo's one of the most overrated coaches in the past decade. Did he just get lucky with Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson?
No, I'll tell you why I won't
and
say
Taj
that.
Before that.
I won't say that about him because I do believe he's one of the better coaches in instilling character, confidence, motivation, and showing the kids what you have to do to win and make it happen. Wouldn't you agree with that, Scott? Because we both like him a lot. We're biased because when he came to the championship game, he was really Tampa Bay Youth Football League.
We are, yes, but he was, but we are also coming into a time where your ability as a head coach is not as important anymore because we can now pay our team and we can make a coach a great team where 20 years ago, the coach and his staff had to recruit a team, even though we knew there were games being played. Now, if you've got big money at a school, it is not as hard for that coach to develop a program. He can bring in guys and keep spots.
Well, you're right, Scott. It's just like, talking about owners who have the silver spoon who own teams. They still had to keep the money. I agree with you, but they had a leg up. Just like Indiana with Mark Cuban putting money in, they have to, make it happen still. Here's the argument, Josh. That
the pooch.
Yeah, he did. He sure did.
The money wasn't, it's totally different now. But we all have to accept the money wasn't what it was then. Like things are totally different.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Astronomically
it's hard
different.
to lose, it's easy to lose millions versus hundreds of millions.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did the Browns go 1-31 over a 2-year stretch?
It's pretty bad.
Did they lose?
Now you hit another, this Josh. I want to hit my first question. This is more of a different generation question. People used to pick on Phil Jackson. Oh, anybody could have coached the Lakers. You know where I'm going with this.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's why, that's why we get along, my guy. 110%. You can't just buy your way to a championship. The Dodgers might be able to. That's a different world. The Cowboys have been the richest team in all the teams. They have been able to. So just because you have the money in college, as we've seen, it doesn't mean anything because all these analytics and all these measurements and the ways are totally inefficient.
What I was getting at, Josh, is this, and I want to get your younger opinion on this, and then Scott, I want you to chime in. And what I mean by that is it just as tough to coach a Kobe Bryant as it is to coach, Jack Smith to get to that level, as far as keeping him as a team player, keeping him motivated, keeping him to rock and roll. There's an argument to be had.
Because there's multiple layers of coaching. You have developmental coaches that can squeeze the most out of certain guys, but even the most isn't a Hall of Fame player. If depending on what you're given, if you don't have 5-star recruits and you don't have, then again, a Kurt Signetti is clearly showing that he can get the most out of his guys. But is their ceiling Ohio State's ceiling? No. Ohio State, because they have the dogs, they can probably play at a 75% level, and that's still so. That is where it is. Need to develop Michael Jordan or Kobe, Shaquille O'Neal. It was putting them in the right places and understanding how to get them, and that is where it is way harder for coaches now, not easier, because they are getting paid. Bryants, you have more Shaquille O'Neals, you have more Michael Jordan, prima donna receivers where it's, hey, we're already paid. So how do you get a bunch of millionaires, young millionaires, to buy into, hey, make sacrifices, play for the team to get this trophy, to get this piece of metal? Because again, you can see, hey,
and they're on a short lease.
I'm still going to be rich and paid.
I don't think we had the discussion when what's his name got fired. Was it Penn State? And
Franklin?
You made the comment or what that he can't be that upset because he's got $80 million.
Yeah.
And he said, so we can't go both ways here, guys. These Kobe Bryants and Michael Jordans of the world, if a coach was sitting them on the bench, no matter how much money they were making, like you said about a coach, no one likes to be fired. No one would like to sit on a bench no matter how much they're getting.
You're right, Scott. But let's use Tom Brady as an example.
Mhm.
Okay. If Tom Brady would have been drafted by the Cleveland Browns, like Josh, brought how great that franchise has been. Right, coach helping Brady out. I don't doubt him, So there's a lot to be said. The coaching and the organization.
Situation matters more than anything. Look, man, this season alone, Mr. Baker Mayfield MVP over here.
Right.
He looks a lot better for us, and he looked a lot better in that one game with the Rams than he did on the Panthers or the Browns, did he?
Right. He sure did.
Daniel Jones.
Sure looking good, isn't he?
Sam Darnold.
There we go.
Geno Smith.
What do they all have in common?
They played for terrible organizations. They were drafted too young. And I'll even take it a step further. If you look at where they were drafted, New York City for Daniel Jones and Geno and Darnold too, that's a lot harder than being in literal Naptown, which is where Daniel Jones is now, right? Isn't that what they call Indianapolis? It's literally Naptown.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cow country, baby.
it's a lot easier when everything closes at midnight. Again,
good one. Good one, kid. Yeah, the outside distractions can get the best of buddy.
Look at inside the huddle, and this guy made this throw, and this guy can humans, man. He was a 22-year starting quarterback in New York City. Now he's 28 in Naptown. So we love this sport, and why there's so many days down, because it's not just one thing. It's never just one thing. Base, boop, beep, boop, and 1-1, bing, bong, bing.
Yeah, with baseball, Josh.
Basketball as well. You've only got 5 guys on each team on the floor at a time. You can isolate it and figure out what's going on. You literally say, clear out. I got this. Football is totally different. It's the only time where you can see a Nick Foles come up and lead a run, a Joe Flacco.
Yeah, well, with baseball, it's kind of funny how that works, Scott. You went out to Tulane to play good old baseball, and that's the difference I love about baseball. It's one-on-one. Now, you could pitch around me a little bit. That's going to happen. That's the only thing about baseball. You get that little team concept, but you're going to get your 4 at-bats. In football, you might not get your 4, targets, and that's rough to handle, man. The
larger sample size, also, baseball is the only sport where we'll see a true Hall of Fame stud go a full month of slumping, and it's just that's the game.
Yeah, that's right. You go 4 games in a row. Like if Baker has another game today that he had up in New Orleans, man,
absolutely. Kyler Murray. You look at how quickly Well, everyone loves the backup quarterback until they're the starter, and then
it's like like Davis Mills today.
And you saw that with the World Series, right? We saw Yamamoto or whoever step up and come in.
Cool.
There's more opportunities for a lesser name guy in baseball to step up, and that's what makes the sport say, you talk about coming back, man. Baseball's back. That felt like this playoff run, all this, it felt like kind of old school.
Hey, we said it last week on the show. It was probably the most exciting World Series in the last 20 years, and I really enjoyed it. I wish it would have been the Rays against the Dodgers and the Rays would have won. I'm not a big fan
Speaking
of
of spending money and investing in your team and taking care of your customers and your fan base.
Yeah, baby. You caught that. See, Josh is on his A game today, Scotty. He read my mind exactly.
I got to be honest.
What?
Back in the Culver House days and all that.
That was rough.
It's real simple. If they're not doing what you want, don't buy a ticket.
But again, we talk about the addiction. We talk about the love.
Get it.
It's easy to suck somebody in and then say, well, I didn't force you to buy the ticket, and that's always the same. You can't force the willing.
But Patrick,
it's
we
so
always
easy
say
to
if you
spin
don't want to listen to it, turn it off.
There's some truth to that.
We do want to listen. We do want to watch.
Yeah.
We just want to be able to afford it.
Right.
It's simple, man. We don't have to go.
As of right now, it's free. What is
not
free?
all games. to watch on TV.
To go to a game, to take the family to a game?
No, he's saying on
No,
TV,
no,
you
no.
can watch it.
I mean,
can
you
get
got the Jaguars are going under these $1 billion renovations. They're going to be playing in Orlando.
Mhm.
Are the fans going to get any sort of kickback with that? I mean, you have our president that wants to rename the stadium after him. That curbed the windfall of stadium right naming. City pays for some of it because the kickbacks are supposed to wind down. Like,
Yeah.
what do we do? Who
Yeah.
cares about what here? I don't know, man. This is the world we're living in these days, unfortunately. And sports, football, it's microcosm for everything. It's a thing. It is brutal. It's gruesome. It's winner takes all. At the end of the day, only one team can hoist up the trophy.
That's right.
And that's why expectations can be very dangerous. All these college teams, that is where college football may be losing its charm, because it used to be such a regional sport and it used to be about rivalries. And like Florida, Florida State, Florida, Miami used to matter so much more. And so if everything just becomes national and it's all about, you either win it all or you don't, then one team is going to be happy at the end of the year and every other fan base is going to be crushed.
And what's happening in college now is what I feel hurt fan bases in the professional sports. Years ago, the kids, everyone, they learned the players, they knew the players. Now the players aren't around the team long enough, and now it's the same way in college.
Yeah.
You're here this year, you're here this year, you're here this year.
Well,
it's very hard for a fan base
right.
to wrap their arms around a team when you can't keep track of who the players are.
Well, it's turned into AAA, baseball. Well, now it's turned the colleges into AAA. It's all putting it out there. And why not pay the AAA guys? That's where Josh and I agree. I just can't wait to see what's going to come with this. Talking about the rational and the regional things. I think it's silly when USC is playing in a, conference that's across the country. To me, and you got, Texas playing in the Eastern Conference when they're Southwest. I'm not a big fan of that. Getting to Josh's point base and making it happen and getting down to, who. I still think people want to see if their team's competitive and make it happen. If you went to school, a following versus now with those people that were Florida Gator fans and Florida State fans that never attended the college, I agree with you, Scott. They're going to take a little bit of a hit there, and it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do about this. We were just talking, Josh, about 2 lost teams. The regional things. I think it's neat to get other teams involved, but in the playoff system, not in the
consumers, fans. That's how we view it. We want the other teams to be involved. We look at the travel, and it sounds so silly. The way they view it is, Rutgers, we get exposure to a New York media market. Oh, you got to get up in there.
Right.
Notre Dame, Illinois, Chicago, you get access to that market.
Yeah.
That is how, and this is just the huge dichotomy between what we're looking for, what we're watching it for. And again, look, man, it's still a beautiful thing. I hate that we get so bogged down by all this, but it's becoming so much more prevalent. The YouTube TV stuff is just, it's brutal, man.
Happen, Josh and Scott, my humble opinion, in college, with your top 25 is a lot better than your top 10 in the NFL, because this year's been a joke. We got the Jets and the Browns playing today. Well, that's going to be a barn burner. The Dolphins playing the Bills. These 1 and 2 team wins.
Let me ask you a question, though.
Go ahead.
If you don't know their records,
okay,
and you're just watching 2 bad teams play each other, it looks like a pretty good game.
That's a good point. It's funny. You're right.
Do you like football or not? This is what I always say.
That's my point.
This is what I say about basketball. It's like, if you don't like, because there's amazing basketball to watch all around. All the criticism these sports get, that to you don't like it, then don't watch it. That is different than, I can't afford it and I do like it.
Right.
Help me out.
Well, the part about liking it, Josh, is my opinion on this, Scott. This is where I agree with you as far as it's W's and L's, baby. At the end of the day, it always be that way, and it always should be that way. So when a 1 and 6 beats a 2 and 7, it's not really making me jump for joy, because it really doesn't mean anything. Could have it been a good game? Absolutely.
Joshua and I were texting, and he actually gave you a little props on which game was it, Joshua?
It was a smaller college, but it was like 120-30 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But my thing there is, yes, it was a blowout. Yes, it was a no-name team, and but I don't believe any athlete walks. There is a time where they believe they can win. Those kids did not spend all week saying, "Oh my God, let's not play because we can't win." Somewhere in that week where that game started, it might have only been 3 in. They truly believed they could win the game.
I would agree with you in any
And I'm
other,
not going to take that away from them.
any other situation. But Patrick, this is why I actually thought, all right, this is the point we has a chance. It was Rice, the basketball team, Rice out of Texas. They scored 109 points.
And who did they play?
Their opponent, who scored 38 points, the College of Biblical Studies.
Nice.
Okay.
There we go.
This might be the one situation where they probably forgot they had a
No, the
basketball
bottom
game.
line is no.
I'm going to go right back to where I was. That is absolutely comparable to the mighty Virginia Ralph Sampsons getting beat by Chaminade. That is absolutely comparable. No one in the world, not one person in their mind would have bet $1 on Chaminade. Not even a thought. They were playing the greatest player in the
And
game.
that right there is why they will continue to show these games. It's why we have a 9:30 now, because the betting in the fantasy, which derivative of betting,
yes, it is.
is propping up all of this right now.
Here's where I gotta disagree with you. Pickleball, you like playing the golf now. You know, if you're going up against Tiger Woods, you don't have a prayer beating him. Now, if we use a handicap C plus pickleball player, Scott, I know going in I can't beat him. I'd like to think I can.
You're not talking team sports.
Yeah, golf is the one sport where
Okay, so we go to team sports.
Tennis.
You know, if you're a 2A school playing a 6A school, you're not going to win that game. You're just trying to stay competitive and not get blown out, Scott. You know that.
It goes back to expectations are dangerous.
Yes.
It has happened. You can't base everything off of the 0.01% time something happening. It is where expectations are dangerous. If you just nailed it, if you're going into that game expecting to win, that's a little silly.
Yes.
If you go in expecting to be competitive and then you end up winning because it's sports, to your point, and anything can happen, that is totally different.
These are still 18, 19-year-old kids. And in their minds,
in this day and age, it's not just 18, 19-year-old, though. That's his point. There was also 20, 21, 22,
I don't
23.
believe these guys are going into any game without a thought. They're not going there saying, I'm a sacrificial lamb.
You
played sports.
You're being
enough.
dramatic. Sacrificial lamb is totally different than saying, oh, I can be competitive.
You know when you're out of your league. Now, if you can get that first quarter under your belt and keep it close. But
like
I'll give you that, Scott, but it normally doesn't happen that way. We always joke
whether
about
it's before or after, during, there is a point in an athlete's mind.
Okay.
And if there isn't, they're not an athlete.
No, that's true.
And there's certain basketball players for the College of Biblical Studies that, according to your definition, then are not athletes.
Yeah.
Not
at that level.
Yeah.
They're recreational athletes.
Which is why the only reason I gave Patrick credit. This is a unique situation.
An athlete is not what we see. An athlete is what they believe. These guys believe that they are. That College of Biblical Studies, no matter what.
But Scott, if I was all that, I wouldn't be at the College of Biblical Studies. I would be at Georgia Tech.
Moss at Marshall.
Come on now. Thank you, John.
No,
that was a bad analogy.
You're discrediting these guys that put in the same time and effort the other ones do.
Yes, they don't put in the same time and effort. That's what we're saying.
You're discrediting it.
Now we're there. All right.
Okay.
Because anyone that discredits,
we got nothing to say then, Patrick. He knows more than we do.
No, you've all been athletes. You don't tell me you walked into every game.
Walk into every game and didn't say I suck, but under the situation, just like when I was.
I'm out, man. What can we possibly do to win this game?
You're being ridiculous. Just silly. Silly.
After the first quarter, Scott, and we're down 21-0.
The facts are on the other side from what you're saying. It has happened, and it will happen again.
Very, very.
I don't care how often it will happen again.
See, it's funny.
Something happens once.
What happened last?
That's the pop politics.
Who did North Texas beat 2 years ago?
I don't recall. Who beat who?
Okay,
and that
guys.
Who did they beat?
They beat the number one. If you remember, wasn't it North Texas that beat Texas. I mean, come on, guys.
We talking football or basketball?
Yes, football. Yeah, sets that of having college football.
I agree with you. Look, Appalachian State. Hey, I'll give you that one. Okay. But here's the thing, Scott. It's kind of funny with politics. I love it. Both sides do it. So I can go right and blue. They point one thing out of 100,000. See what can happen. See what the deal is. Josh and I ain't buying. Good try, but we ain't buying. Okay. And it sounds good, but we're going to take a quick time out here on AM 860. The Answer. When we come back, Josh and I and Scott will go down the football list and tell you who to start and who to sit. And right back. Hi, folks. Opportunity knocks. Better answer the door. Well, guess who? Meat Market, right across from Armwood High School, called Opportunity Knocks. Taking care of everybody out there when it comes to restaurants with their food. Well, guess what? Now you get restaurant quality right at Opportunity Knocks across from Armwood High School. You won't go wrong. It's football season. We're right in the meat of it, pun intended. And you can't beat it. Grilling it, frying it, however you want to do it, we'll make it happen at Opportunity Knocks. Next to Martha's Restaurant.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone. Get back to the discussion. In Hillsboro, 813-289-1860. Anywhere else, toll free 877-969-8600. And now your host, Patrick Highland.
All right, folks. Thanks for hanging in there with us here on AM 860. The Answer. Having a lot of fun talking college football, sports in general, and just life, because it is a microcosm of sports to life, to say the least. All right, Josh, Falcons at the Colts. At halftime, it was the Falcons 14, Colts 13. A little update on that would be fantastic.
17-13. A lot of stalled out drives. Colts moving the ball down the field and just not able to convert. So Falcons are up 4 at the start of the fourth. And it looks like they're going to be punting the ball back to Indianapolis.
Good. Let's go, Colts. We need you to knock the Falcons down a notch.
For the NFC South, for the Bucks. I mean, shoot, man.
For the Bucks, bro.
If they go down to 3-6, that would be comfortable, especially because we have that head-to-head over them.
Bingo.
And then, hey, man, those Panthers.
I know.
The Saints.
The Pussycats are playing some ball. Now, there's game, Josh, where you go against the Panthers. We'll see. I'd sure love the Saints to pull us out. That's who we're pulling for today, obviously. I don't know if they can do it with this kid, Tyler. I like the kid, but
I don't think he's very, very good, to be completely honest with you.
Well, again, we can't pick on Danny Jones and all the other QBs and then give this kid a hard time. That's not right.
I wouldn't be again. It's a division game, so
yes.
I wouldn't be surprised necessarily if Saint, but with Carolina being at home, I trust them to win an ugly one here.
Yeah,
low scoring in some way or another, probably.
How about my wonderful Miami Dolphins, baby, down there in South Florida?
This is one. I think the line is too big.
Interesting, Josh.
For some reason, this is the one to me that feels just like the wacky, wonky, crazy game, because it's a class that the Bills could be coming off a letdown spot after beating the Chiefs. The Dolphins obviously have been a train wreck, but there are starting, as we talked about, there's starting to be some rumors here that maybe they do keep McDaniel and they let him kind of restart with his own quarterback and a new GM rather than just keep doing the revolving door. Maybe that that to me indicates he hasn't completely lost the locker room.
Not yet.
The fact that they didn't fire him, get rid of him, like by now is probably when it would have happened.
I agree.
So I definitely like them getting the points there. Something tells me, I don't know, man. Bills haven't been like, obviously they won last week. I'm not taking it away, but that was their Super Bowl. They play up.
KC, don't they,
all in the regular season.
Yeah,
and
then
the
playoffs, it's a totally different team, man.
So I don't know, been up and down there. I would not be surprised if Miami somehow manages.
Now, Waddle might have a good game for our fantasy guys. Some damage, Kincaid for the Bill damage. If you need a
and Waddle and Achane are just gonna keep, they'll keep feeding them. They'll do what they do. In terms of just wonkiness, so zig when they zag, fade the market type thing. I think the Jets today, are able to. I mean, everyone's on. Sold off all their guys. Their guys weren't doing as great as their names are up for. So, I mean, Sauce Gardner, but
Isn't that funny, Josh? You bring that up, and now Indianapolis has them.
So this is his first game today. He's supposedly been shadowing Drake London, and London still tagged him for 589 and a score. And that can change, defense coverages and stuff.
Sure.
But either way.
And again, what position is the coach putting Sauce in versus the Jets coach? Aaron Glenn. Say what you want about him.
So he got traded, and now he's playing in another country. There's a lot going on there. But either way, so I think the Jets could pull it off. I like them getting the points one way or another. And if you really get into those micro betting, the Browns team total, under 20.5. I just don't see how they score more than 20. If they do, so be it. Crazy things happen. They get a defensive touchdown or something.
It's funny you
Miles
said.
Garrett strip sack. Like it could, but I
can't see him getting 38 points together myself. Do you?
That is where I do think a defense or special team, something funky. If you got Justin Fields and Dylan Gabriel out there, there's probably going to be a pick or a fumble, if not multiple. I don't like Gabriel at all. I still think we'll see Shedeur at some point this year. He's on the road at the Jets. I don't know. I'm not buying.
No, I'm with you. Giants at the Bears. Bears can make it 6-3. They're playing, their pass rush. Is that going to put enough, on the QB up there in New York?
Yeah,
My boy Jackson.
I like the Bears. The Giants just don't have any.
Yeah.
They've lost their guys, kind of like Baker, honestly.
Yeah.
If he had Scatterboom and he had Malik Neighbors and stuff, maybe it'd be a little bit different. But it's injuries stink. I mean, they're piling up this time of year, and so it's a matter of your depth and how you adjust. But no, I like the Bears. They got they got Ben Johnson.
That's probably talking about parity. That's probably the most parity division. When you got the Vikings, the Lions, the Packers, and the Bears. I can't tell you who's going to win that division right now. I'd lean towards the Lions, but I wouldn't be feeling great about
black
it. And blue. Can you
blue? Although not anymore because you can hit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the fast and blue with the Lions that up. Can you believe it that the Bucks were in that division at one time with the Lions?
Packers, Bears, and Bucks.
Wild back in the day, man. Pretty wild. The Jags at the Texans. Officials. Davis Mills playing QB.
Mills has been in for the whole week for the most part. Like that's been expected. There wasn't
exactly. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, there wasn't much news there.
I think because of that, the Jags are going to win the game. Do you agree or disagree?
Honestly, that's the most toss-up game. It's going to come down to something funky at the end. I think whoever has the ball last wins on a crazy field goal, last second drive, 21-20, something like that.
Sure. Then we have the Cardinals at the Seahawks. The Seahawks this week were ranked the number one power football team in the NFL. They're coming on like banshees because they do play just as well on defense as offense. That's hard to find in the NFL
I like
right
them to
now.
win by a touchdown. They're just a better team.
Yes.
They're very good. And they added Rashid Shaheed, which is top. The Seahawks are closer to the Lions than people will give them credit for.
The Bucks deserve to be on at 4:00 today, but I'm glad they're not because I do want to see the Rams at the Niners. I think that's going to be one heck of a game. So we got two great games. Watch the Bucks and then watch the Niners.
Who do the Bucks have back? We got
nobody.
I
mean, our defense is healthier, but our offense doesn't have anyone.
Mind isn't whole.
Defense?
No, offense.
No, I mean it's as whole from
before
the bye week as it is now,
before.
So it's nothing.
No.
Nobody's coming back from the bye week that didn't play.
What's
you thinking about worse?
No, no, the other side. I thought he was.
Okay.
He wears the Darth Vader helmet.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I thought he played.
Luke. No, he did not play the last.
I could have sworn he played, but tell me.
Is he a right tackle?
Yes, but sometimes they move him to guard too.
Isn't it Luke?
It's Luke.
It starts with a G.
Oh, Gedeke?
Yes.
Yeah, he's playing.
He's back. He didn't play last.
I think he played against New Orleans. Scott.
I don't.
Well, we'll double check that.
No,
he's playing, dude. Our lines we're good.
Yeah, we're good, but we don't have Godwin. Yeah. We don't.
No, but this is the first time you've had your line
and
together.
Bucky, but we'll be all right. I think we can compete with the Patriots. I sure hope we can. I hope we can pull it off. Lions at the good old Caucasians, as I and Josh call them, the Washington Caucasians. We could call them the Washington Trumps. That'd be interesting. Let's change another name. Why not? Trump Stadium and the
Why not?
Washington Trumps.
Why not?
I've always said we ought to make them the Washington Senators and have a briefcase with a bunch of money with handcuffs. I thought that would be fantastic.
I mean, you're joking, but that's exactly what they could be named after today. That's why he's going there. That's why they're hosting him. That's what it's all about. They're rolling out the red carpet, the gold carpet. I mean,
Stop it. You're killing me.
who can afford it?
What
It's
is-
the government thing.
Yeah, well, no, whose fault that is, but that's up for debate. Yeah, exactly right. It's just depends on what side you're on. But hey, Scott, and you're into fantasy football. You gonna give me Baker Mayfield for Davis Mills? I don't think so, Josh. But it's my fault for not doing the deal, right? Come on, man. Come on, man. And last but not least, we have the Steelers at the Chargers tonight. I'm looking forward to that game. I hope my butt can stay up and watch that because I think it's going to be a good one. I hope I'm right. That could be the best game of the day, at least one of them.
Is Rodgers exceeding what we all
Yes,
thought
he
would
is. Give AA Ron some credit. God, I love that skit. Folks, God bless you for tuning in to us. We appreciate it. Salem Communications, thank you for having us do this great show. Thank you to our military, our police, our first responders. Without them, we couldn't make it happen. And our teachers trying to make the youths better for the future. God bless you, Tampa Bay.
Peace, Tampa Bay. Much respect, love, and peace.
The voice for the new right, charting a new path forward for American